Good afternoon, good morning. It's Mark Johnson from Loyalty 360. Hope everyone's happy, safe, and well. Want to welcome you to our Meet the Speaker preview series for the 2022 Loyalty Expo. In this series, we'll hear from leading brands, technologists, and consultants that will be part of this year's conference in Charlotte from September 19th to the 21st. Today, we have the pleasure of speaking with Jennifer Hoth, who is the Director of Global CRM and Loyalty at ASICS, and Pam Erlichman, who is the Chief Marketing Officer of Jebbit. How are you ladies today?
Doing well. How are you?
Doing well, thank you. First off, we like to start these on a more personal level, get to know the speakers a little bit. Can you give us a brief overview of your roles at ASICS and Jebbit? And then we'll start with Jennifer from ASICS.
All right. Hi, everybody. Nice to virtually meet you. Looking forward to next month in North Carolina. So I am the Director of Global Loyalty Marketing and CRM at ASICS, and that's actually ASICS Digital. We are part of the ASICS family, but we are more so branded as a technology company and serve as kind of the center of excellence to the rest of ASICS. So what my team does is we set the overall strategy for the global loyalty program called One ASICS, and also our CRM direction. CRM right now, we're calling email. We're excited to be adding SMS to North America this year, but we definitely work very cross-channel with all of our regions across North America, Japan, Europe, Australia, to set the tone, like I had said, for what we're going to be doing with our loyalty program right now, what it's going to look like moving forward, and making sure that we keep our regions up to date with the most innovative technology and strategies that we can. So that's just a little slice of kind of my role and my team's role.
Okay, great. And Pam, a little bit about your role at Jebbit.
Sure. I'm Jebbit's Chief Marketing Officer. I've been here just over 4 years now. I have the very fun job of building the Jebbit brand and spreading the gospel of zero-party data, but also a very fun job of partnering with our awesome clients and brands like Jennifer and getting to tell Jebbit stories through the brand stories and the brand successes. So that is my favorite part of my day.
Okay, great. It's good to have a favorite part of the day for sure. We'd love to know a little bit more about your upcoming Loyalty Expo session, how ASICS is turning zero-party data into a competitive advantage. It's a very germane and relevant topic for our audience. So Pam, could you share a brief overview of what you plan to share at the conference?
Yeah, of course. I think a lot of brands are struggling with this right now, given the fun industry news, like from the likes of Google and Apple and just ongoing data privacy and regulation. So what Jennifer and I plan to share is that zero-party data and capturing it, using it is not as complicated as you think. In fact, it's fun. It's fun for the consumers, and it can be done in a way that is pretty, simple and straightforward for the brands as well. So we plan to talk about overall what is zero-party data, how should you think about it, as well as showing some real tactical examples and bringing it to life. Our session's a little interactive as well, but we will show you real examples of how ASICS is doing this at different points in the customer journey, as well as how they're doing it from a promotional manner as well. So both evergreen experiences as well as promotional campaign-based experiences.
Okay. And Jennifer, what are you going to discuss during the session?
Certainly, Pam and I are going to be very interactive with one another and going through what I'll be talking about, and we'll be taking a deep dive into some of the examples that we at ASICS utilize or created with Jebbit to gather this information. So we have examples for evergreen campaigns, like Pam mentioned. So that's nice, especially we have a very lean team. So being able to utilize these experiences over and over again to collect data, as well as some ones that do have like a one-time use purpose. So we'll be going through that and kind of talking about how first-party data and this idea of deprecation of cookies affects, us at ASICS and how it is affecting other brands. So kind of getting into why it's important, why first-party data is important, how often should you be collecting it and things like that. So very collaborative between Pam and I going back and forth on this topic overall.
Excellent. Pam, as I mentioned, zero-party data is very germane to our audience. It's a discussion. I had a discussion this week regarding zero-party data with a large contingent of brands, but there's a struggle with regard to how to get started, how much zero-party data they need to make an impact. So if you could give it one piece of advice to a brand, to a marketer who is looking to add zero-party data to their customer loyalty and customer experience efforts, what would that be?
Yeah, I think it's don't overcomplicate it. It's just start. I think especially in the loyalty and CRM and personalization world, we have a tendency to want to have it all mapped out and have all the pieces, parts connected and everything flowing beautifully. And my advice is not to do that. Pick an experience, for example, like Jennifer has at the beginning of the program, a get to know you experience. What type of runner are you? And it's just picking one moment in time where you can get to know your customers and create a more back and forth and engaging experience. And then let the data and let the results from that and the optimization from that sort of inform what should I do next? And then what should I do after that? But I think my biggest piece of advice is you don't have to have all the pieces in place perfectly. It's just pick a moment and start. Okay,
great. What are a few key takeaways attendees can expect to learn in the session?
Sure. So I believe that we're going to be, definitely understanding what zero party and first party data is. I know that's the new big data that we're hearing. Also, as I talk about big data, why that's kind of going away. And I like to talk about this in other webinars and things that I've done too, is going beyond the transaction is what we're talking about. So as Pam had mentioned, one of the things that we had started to do was what's your runner persona. And so some of those questions have to do directly with, the products that we'd be marketing, but then trying to understand who these people really are and going beyond the transaction is really important, especially since ASICS has such a long purchase cycle. So that's going to be something else. And just the idea of collecting data and you need to inform your consumers as to why you're collecting data and making sure you're not being greedy about the data you collect and making sure that you're collecting data often and making sure that it's relevant. So this definitely, there's lots of topics, that there's lots to do with data, but really those are the main points.
Okay. And Pam, who would benefit most from attending this session?
Anyone that is trying to figure out how to get to know their customers better and how to deliver a better brand experience that consumers actually value. I think those are the two sides of the coin that are really important. Like this world of value exchanges, it's not about push marketing anymore. So how do you deliver something to the consumer that they actually find valuable and enjoy and can even be fun, dare I say? And then the back half of that is how do you get that data? How do you build the emotional and the rational to build long-term trusted relationships?
Okay, great.
1,000% agree with Pam. I've been on the brand side for a while. I've been on the vendor side. I've attended many conferences, and this session is definitely for those who are just starting out to those that have been in the industry for a while. I thought when I got into email marketing and these types of things, focusing just on one area might make me bored, but I've been in this for over 10 years. It changes all the time, especially with privacy. So making sure that you are up to date on things. And again, this idea of big data was huge for a while, but that is certainly not the case anymore. So I would encourage, again, whether you're just starting out or whether you're a veteran in the space, this definitely would be a good topic, a good session to attend for anybody.
Okay, great. Well, Jennifer and Pam, thank you very much for taking the time to meet with us today. Looking forward to seeing both of you at the conference in Charlotte from September 19th to the 21st, and definitely looking forward to sitting in on the session as well. So thank you.
Thank you. Looking forward to it.
Thank you.
Absolutely. And thank you, Jennifer and Pam, for taking the time to speak with us today. It was great hearing more about your session, and looking forward to meeting both of you at the 2022 Loyalty Expo in Charlotte. And thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Make sure you join us again soon for another edition of our Meet the Speaker series. Have a wonderful day.